our products were born out of COVID. So there are other sprayers, obviously, as you know, the Electrostatics that are out there that were out before COVID. Ours we knew was going to be a lot more use being done, where it's more every day, 7 days a week. So we built it for that type of environment. Everything that we went through to start off the process, these aren't white labeled, these aren't private labeled from anything else. It was started from scratch. We started out talking and interviewing a bunch of the applicators that are out there that use all the different equipment. Basically just said, what do you like, what don't you like? If you had a wish list, what would it be? That's how we got the whole project started. We've got a manufacturing partner, electrical engineer. He put a team together for us. We were able to get some engineers from Hilti and Bosch to come onto our team to help us do a lot of the designing. German engineered, Italian designed to help with that sexy look that it's got. But what we did is, I'm going to start off with our flagship unit that everybody was looking for at the time when we got going. So it's our Guardian backpack sprayer. And because it's a new product, it evolves all the time. So it started out without the wheels and everything else. But more and more people start complaining, even on any of the other backpack products, that it's just heavy after a while. So we created the hybrid. So now it's got an elaborate backpack system on it, all memory foam and everything else. So you can carry it going up a set of stairs, whatever you're going to do on the back. Quickly set it down. Right on the wheels are always on. Just pull up the telescopic handle. The hose is long enough to, when you're sitting down, to go ahead and just spray it as a cart now at that point in time. One of the big things that a lot of them said was work all day and then take 20 minutes at the end of the day to flush the lines. Either they didn't do it and it ruined the machine, or they took the 20 minutes to do it. Grab the whole thing, tip it upside down, find a funnel, get it into the thing. What we did is we made a removable tank, all chemical corrosion resistant tank. It's got your lines if you're mixing chemicals. So that's the first stage if you do want to empty the tank. But the other thing we did, which is what everyone's loving at this point, is we put a freshwater flush tank in there. So now, when you're done, you've got your buttons on here. You've got your regular spray, electrostatic spray, and then this button here switches it and diverts it over to the freshwater flush. You've got one setting on here. You just pull that, count to 10, and you flush your lines. 10 seconds, lines are flushed, leave your chemical right in the tank, and carry on. It's probably the biggest feature the applicants like. The other one is we've got a patented nozzle on here, so no tools. We've got the 50 micron setting, a 70 and a 90, and then we've got a quick switch out if you want to, where you can put a 120 micron on the end of it as well, if need be. And then again, of course, you've got your flush line, which is also a drain line. So when you do, you don't need a funnel. If you are wanting to put the chemical back in the 1 gallon tank, you simply turn it over, pull the trigger, and it'll just spray it all right back into the tank. Everything we did when we designed it, again, was built for the climate today. So this material down here, the blue material you see, is made out of the same materials that make the black boxes and aircraft with. So you drop this from 15 feet up, you're not splitting it all apart or anything like that. You can take the tank out, jump up and down, it'll flex, pop right back out again. It really is an indestructible. All cut proof lines and everything to protect all your hoses and your cords. The other thing we did, and you'll see a lot of the other ones that are out there, everything's front loaded on the wrist. How you hold the sprayers, you know, if it's a handheld, whatever it might be. Ours were all ergonomically designed to sit all on the forearm. So it's all shoulders, back muscles. You're not using just wrist muscles. Hours longer you can spray than you would with the traditional ones that are out there. Just simple things, you know, you've got your battery level on there. You've got your tank. It's low on water, obviously, but when you take it out, it's gonna, obviously something's wrong, so it's not gonna spray properly, it's gonna beep. And then you get your green light to go again. The batteries, they'll, just like a drill, cordless drill, 4 hours you'll get easily with the battery. Come from a construction background, get the idea of charging one while you're using one, so we don't sell you one and make you buy the other one. We sell it with 2 batteries in it, so you can always charge and go. You'll get in about 15 minutes on a dead battery, you can get over 50% charge on that other one if you needed to. So it is a rapid charge that it has. The other thing we did that we went over to, the second one we created was our handheld. Same concept, just rests on the arm. The tank just pulls out. Same rotating nozzle as the other one. The battery is same idea. We do 2 batteries with it to charge. Same with all the same ideas as far as the blue material is same type of material. But the one thing that sets us apart on both of it with anything else that you're going to find out there is we've created an app with ours. So ours actually has technology. We're the first smart spraying technology for electrostatic sprayers. So you'll go to the App Store. We've got a management app and a user app. You download the 2 apps. The user goes ahead and scans the QR code. There's one on this machine here and then one on the back here. It'll actually assign that sprayer to that user at that particular time. I mean, when he's done, he disconnects and then a different user can come and use the same sprayer and he connects to it. But the idea what it does is then that alerts the manager that you just had another sprayer come online and another applicator came online. He goes in his and he can create a task. So he just goes in and adds create task, and it'll be the job name, the address, the applicant that he wants to choose. It'll pull up all his applicants, say we're going to have Joe do this one. Click on that, and the address. Once he hits confirm, it'll actually alert that applicant on his phone right away, and you've got a task was assigned to you, such and such a date. You need to be at St. Joseph's School, and it'll go into his calendar. So the day of that appointment, if it's next Thursday, it's going to come up and say, today's the day you need to spray St. Joseph's School at 2 o'clock. When that time comes, you hit directions to the job, so you don't have to leave the app. You just click on the job, it'll take you right to it. When you get there, you hit start task, and at that point in time, it's going to start keeping track of how long you're on the job and how much chemical you're spraying on the job. It'll create a heat map, so it'll let you know that if you're in this area, you've sprayed this section over here. If this section isn't lit up on the heat map, then you know you didn't spray that area. So it's another form of accountability. When your task is done, you're going to end job, and it's going to pop up, and it's going to say, please confirm that you flushed your lines, which is another, just a feature we put in there to try to keep driving that home. So once you've confirmed it, then another window pops up, and you can add notes, you can add photos to it, and then it creates a report when you close the job out. That report gets back to the management, and management can send that out. They can add their own logos, whatever they want to do, and they can send that out to the client at that point. So for right now, as we're just launching, you're going to have the basics. When you buy the unit, you'll have that'll actually give you all that information. The next step is it'll be saved in the cloud. Eventually that'll become a subscription model, but you can always go back into it a month later and say, okay, Joe did St. Joseph's School. Took him an hour, he used half a gallon of chemical. When Frank goes over there and it takes him 2 hours and he used 3 gallons, and something went wrong on that. Great way to check inventory as well. We're constantly evolving the app. It will actually have inventory control in there, where you can put your vendor who you buy your chemicals from in there, and it'll automatically reorder. But for now, it's quite simple that if you ordered 1,000 gallons of chemical, you can go back in and see through all your applicants that did it, how much chemical you've used, so you know how much chemical you have left in inventory. So again, that's the biggest part of what we can set aside. We call it verified accountability. We've got adding to it a couple other little processes. We've got All Clear here with us today, and we're working with them. They've got a really cool business, it's like a business card that you have. They'll put our name on it, ElectroDefense, and you lay those business cards around the room where you're spraying. And when you actually spray, your chemical's going to land on that business card. It's just clear, you don't see our name on it at that point in time, but when it eventually lands on that card, if you've sprayed properly, our full name will come up on that business card. You can leave it for the customer, but also what you can do is in our app, like we say, where you add your notes and everything, you can go and take pictures of all that, and that confirms that on that date, it's time, date stamped, that it was properly sprayed. If it wasn't, if only half of it shows up, then you didn't spray that area good enough. If it's speckled, then obviously you didn't put enough chemical down, didn't get wet enough. So it's another just form of accountability for it, which is what we're trying to hang our hat on. And I'm probably gonna run out of time soon, but I wanna get this, it's really cool. So we knew this was a bigger commercial unit, a little heavier, but it's for your bigger areas. We've got our armor, and then we wanted to create something to get more chemical than just right here. We did kind of use the Camelback idea, what they use for camping, but we took it and we made it fully chemical resistant bladders on the inside, where you can just fill up another gallon of chemical. Everything's cut resistant, corrosion resistant, all memory foam on the back, but the idea, you just simply take this out, this comes off, that plugs in, and now it's going to draw from here and your reservoir tank. So now we basically created the only 2-in-1 on the market and the lightest backpack on the market at that point in time. So you can buy them individually, or we obviously have a special where you buy them both together at the same time. Just the things like, you know, the pockets have all water resistant. You want to carry your cell phone with you because with the app and everything else, so just all the little things like that you can fit in. And the last thing I'm going to show is, you've probably seen a lot of these, they're out there, but a lot of them are glorified watering cans. This is actually fully chemical resistant. Thought process behind it, we've got a anodized aluminum tip that is at a 50 micron, so it's at the setting that most chemicals want you to be putting it out at. And it's not electrostatic, it's just electric, but it's USB charged, and the thing just doesn't die. It's just a very inexpensive way for high touch points, things like that, just quick, jump out of the truck and do what you need to do. And again, there's other models that are out there like that, but they're not chemical resistant. Ours was completely built for any type of chemicals that you're gonna put in. This is just something that everybody kind of loves, it's kind of cool. We've got a lot of customers have it, put their name on the back and give it to their clients, but it's nano mist technology, so it makes the mist that you put in there. I have a 6-hour non-alcohol hand sanitizer in it right now is what I put in, and it makes the chemical or the droplets so fine that it actually absorbs in the skin rather than you have to rub it in. And then, you know, my wife keeps it in her purse. She'll just go up to a doorknob, do the doorknob, you know, your elevator buttons, whatever it is, and you just put it on, and just kind of a handy thing you carry with you. Again, a lot of it charges with the USB. Well, it's gonna hold like probably half an ounce, like very little it's gonna hold, but it lasts forever. I mean, that's not given out. The way it does it, it takes a long time to empty that out. And the battery, again, it lasts a long time. So it's just another something else, and again, more for clients that they like to give it to their other clients.